That's right, Apple's iPad mini event is just a day away, and we know a lot of you have been waiting for it. I'm Jaime Rivera with Pocketnow.com, and let's go through our top 5 predictions of what we might get tomorrow in the event. Number 5, a newer iPad, and we've already seen the leaked photos of the current generation iPad sporting the Lightning connector that we saw on the iPhone 5. We aren't expecting any changes when it comes to design, but we are expecting for the iPad to retain the same price points. Now we expect for Apple to deal with all the flaws that we saw with the new iPad. We're expecting faster charging times, no heating, and probably faster processing with the A6 chip. We'll see about that. Number 4, a .1 upgrade to iOS 6. Even though Apple can fix all their Maps issues in their servers, we know that if Tim Cook came on record to apologize over Maps, it's because anything that spells iOS 6 means bad news. Apple will most likely have to change the name to iOS 6.1, deal with the problems with Maps, and we'll probably see that later this year since we haven't received any betas yet. Number 3 is an enhancement to iBooks, and yes, if you didn't know it, Apple actually sells books. The problem is that Amazon Kindle ebooks are cheaper most of the time and you can read them everywhere, whereas on Apple's iBooks you're stuck on reading them only on iOS devices. Now, everybody's speculating that the theme for this event has to do with books, so we are expecting for an upgrade to iBooks even though it's hard to tell which the enhancements will be. Some are speculating that it has to do with education. Number 2 is the obvious assumption, an iPad mini, but since the theme of the event has to do with books, some of us are speculating that Apple will revive the name iBook in order to compete with the Nexus 7 and with the Amazon Kindle Fire. Now, whatever Apple calls this thing doesn't really matter. This iPad mini will happen. I mean, rumor mill has been filled with images of this device, price points starting at $250 or $330 in some places, and even though some are speculating that it won't have a Retina display, it doesn't really make sense for Apple to release an ebook reader with fuzzy text. And we're also assuming that Apple will bring the A6 chip in order to make this the perfect gaming device at its price point. Most likely this will be the new entry-level iPad and Apple will ditch the iPad 2 altogether. And finally, our top number 1 prediction for tomorrow's Apple event is one more thing. And the reason why is because if you think of it, we've got the Nexus 7, we got the Amazon Kindle Fire HD, we've got even more tablets being launched with great designs, great displays, and Apple launching a new iPad mini is just not enough. There must be one more thing that makes this tablet stand out from the crowd, or else it has no reason for being. And some of us are speculating that Apple's patents from years ago, where we had a hybrid e-ink display that also turned into an LCD, could probably be the case. Others are assuming that we'll have a new product that we haven't even thought about, so that leads me to the question of the day. What do you assume would be that new product or one more thing that we haven't thought about? Leave us a comment down below. And now we'll be covering everything live as it happens starting tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific Time, 1 p.m. Eastern, so make sure you follow us on Pocketnow.com. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw. I'm Jaime Rivera. Thanks for watching.